Good day, everybody. This is the Florida Golden Girl. Today's travel adventure takes me to the town of Kissimmee here in Central Florida. I'm on Pleasant Hill Road, and we're going to look at the graves of Pleasant Hill Cemetery. Pleasant Hill Cemetery is a small graveyard that's barely maintained. There is 2 entrances / exits, and the roads are just sand. So let's take a look around and see what we can find, shall we? I hope everybody's having a good day today. It is 2023. I'm avoiding all the piles of ants. I didn't wear socks today, so I'm trying to be super extra careful, because that one time I was going through a graveyard, I had to end it early because of being attacked by red fire ants, and we all know those aren't pleasant. So this is the view. I'm near the center part of the cemetery. There's this flag. There's nothing that indicates any significant history. So we're going to do a small pan, and I'll show you. Looks like a church, school, shopping center, or something. It's not what I'd call a remarkable graveyard. That's the property line. It's all fenced in. But there is a black fence, iron fence. And so that's kind of it right here. I hope everybody's having a good day today. Again, survive the holidays, and it just isn't 2023. It just barely started, but yet it seems like it's just going by so quickly. I don't know what this is. It looks like a little office or something. I'm sure you remember those. Now they say it's something you shouldn't even attempt to use. I don't know. It looks like something. Caretakers, but here's the main road. I'm just kind of walking around here. Oh, here it is. Pleasant Hill Cemetery work hours. First Saturday in each April and October of each year. So you could tell this is in Kissimmee, and it's a barely maintained cemetery. Looks like it suffered some damage from last year's hurricanes, and they kind of probably did just the bare minimum to get by. So they were married in 1966. Let's go around and see who it is. So Jewel Lott is still alive, and Lewis has died in 2000. So I'd love to receive your emails. If anybody has any comments about the videos, send me your emails. I've closed comments. I've disabled them because Leo Lamb, he died a year. I don't want to bother with comments because there's just too many mean people out in the world. Sunrise and sunset. I've seen some where it'll say earth and then it'll say in heaven. So that's kind of cool. There's just too many mean people out there, folks, and I just I would just prefer not to deal with it, but emails I can would love to hear from you and give me your thoughts, suggestions. I can't make trips to like cool places like New York and Paris right now, but maybe one day I can get back out there. So that's Lawrence. That has worn down by time, and there's no dates of death. So, and this is probably a super old marker, but there's nothing. I have no idea what that is. And this is above grave. So time has just really, really taken its toll on this grave. So these are older tombstones. Once again, I'm the only one in the cemetery, which is a good thing. One can't be too careful these days. So you have Gordy Bronson, Maud, and James. There's another Bronson here. Just born a few months. And then you've got, I guess these were the parents, Everett and Catherine. These look like these were some older graves right here, kind of in a circle. Yeah. And the cemetery hasn't done anything to find out who's buried there or anything. It's a shame, you know, it takes money to maintain places like this, but I keep referring back to, you've got high school students that are looking for volunteer projects, and this would be wonderful. You know, that they can just pick up paper, rake, do some lawn work, and kind of help people out. You know, people helping people. Because one day they're going to be right where they used to be. They're going to be ashes to ashes, dust to dust. And doing a good turn like that is not a bad thing. So this is the property right here. So this may have been, there's not really a lot of information on this cemetery, but that's a cool butterfly. But like I said, every cemetery has its own history. And this is Overstreet. See that right there? And so these are above ground graves. So this is Jennings Overstreet. Well, not quite. See, it's 1955 to 83. It's just young. And then you got Kelly. They were a year old. And then you got, I guess, the parents, 35 to 2005. And then you got 35 to 2006. Well, I smell food. Somebody's making food. It smells good. More above ground graves here in the back. You could see hurricane damage. They haven't bothered to do anything with the tree. And then that's all marked, I guess, for future graves. So you have the Smith family. They're all above ground graves. You've got Buddy, And then you got his wife, Betty Lou. And then you got Evelyn. And then you got Claude. So that's probably the father, the mother. I don't know if they're children or were they married, but they're all together. And then here you've got another Smith here. They died in 2017. And then you got, oh, you got more Smiths here. So you got Buck Smith, and then you got Antonia England, and then you got Young. So, but they have to be related somehow, because there's Vaughn Smith Jimenez. So they have to be all related somehow. So this is what it looks like. That's all Smiths. Sandy out here. You got Denise. She was born in France, died in Kissimmee, Florida. And then you got her husband was a World War II vet. So they must have met in France. And she was a war bride. And then you got he's an infant, died in 1958. So he was their child. And then you've got another marker here. And then you've got some more Winfreys here. So you've got Betty Winfrey, who's still alive, Owen Winfrey, who was a Navy vet. And then you've got Ronnie, and then you've got Randall and Keith that are in above ground graves. So then you got a whole bunch of Winfreys right here. And then you got some Lambs. They could have laid this out better. You know, they really could have. And then you got the Duncans. Leonard was a World War II vet, and his wife Shirley. And then they were married in 1960, but that was their picture. And then we still have Christmas decorations left, and some. Another World War II vet. So they had a child. And then that was 1911 to 65, and then she died in 2009. A couple years short of 100 years, but she lived a good life. And then you got a couple of above ground graves. So this is probably one of the older graves I've seen. 1871 to 1940. And then you've got a whole bunch of above ground graves. So these are the older part right here. He's 1857 and 1937. So these are the older graves right here, folks. And then probably what they did was just bury around them. 1852 to 1940. And then 1854 to 1926. And then 1835 to 1921. And then a lot of this can be power washed. And then these are baby graves right here. 1928. Another one, 1930 to 31. So, and then another one that was just stillborn. So they lost 3 children. Wow. Oh, well, what do we have here? Well, folks, it looks like, so this is the older part right here, and he was a Confederate States of America vet. So his name was Robert Lanier, and he was with 1st Florida Cavalry, and he died 1921. And it's got this marker on it. And then age 45 years. But it doesn't give a date of death or anything like that. And then must be another family member. It's pretty much worn out. And then you have another one right here. And then those are just older markers right there. It's so we have World War II and we have Confederate. Oh, yeah, more Laniers here. Isaac, June, someone, and then you've got another Lanier here. So they're all related. And then you've got a World War I vet. And then you've got, isn't this horrible? Look at this. You know, where, so this is the older part. So he was born in 1854 to 1924. So these are the people that donated in order to make Pleasant Hill Cemetery possible. Co-donor of Pleasant Hill Cemetery. So they must have donated the land and enough money to get it started. So what I'm finding out in Central Florida, in the Kissimmee area, is this is all agriculture. Once upon a time, they raised horses and they raised agriculture, cows and things of that nature. And so there wasn't a place to bury their folk, you know, settlers that came to the area. And so those people were kind enough to donate the land and make things a reality. So you've got another Confederate veteran. His name was George Washington Bronson, and he was from 1845 to 1923. So we have 2 Confederate vets so far. And then you've got Ann Bronson. And then, let's see what else we can find. Let me go back here before we call it a day. Cause see, look at how those 3 are. This. So they're so worn out, folks, that so they must be Bronsons, but the graves are so worn and so neglected that I have no idea whether they have some type of book or a log that records burials, which is a shame because, you know, it's important to record these things. It's important to record these things. So it looks like there is another Confederate veteran. So there's 3 here buried here. So let's go and pay our respects. Now, are there more Confederate veterans buried here? That's a good possibility, but, you know, it just shows he's a Confederate vet. Oh, here, okay. So his name is John Sylvester. He was a 2nd lieutenant, and he died in 1912. So there's a total of 3 Confederate veterans buried here, possibly more. And see, you've got, a couple of World War II vets, World War I. You got a little variety here. Well, got a lot of people named Lamb buried throughout this cemetery, and Lanier. So, end of the trail. Above ground graves. Well, we learned a little bit of something new today. For something we didn't think was gonna be nondescript, we find some interesting finds. Well, folks, that's going to do it for today. I want to thank you for watching. Let's go up here for a moment and see what we've got before I end. You see, it's got some type of frame up there, and see what goes on real quick. See, I don't know why people do that. I mean, they've got reefs, but do you see what they've done? And it's not even maintained. It's all dry. That's all dead. Why do people do that? I just don't get it. Okay, folks, now we know what it was about. I want to thank you again for watching. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel, click on the notification bell that lets you know when a new video is going to be uploaded. I upload every Saturday. Makes weekends a little bit more interesting. Tell a neighbor, tell a friend, tell a relative. Tell a stranger, tell a coworker about my channel. Through your voice is how my channel grows. And folks, I appreciate everybody that has taken the time to watch, to spread the word, because without you, I can't make this happen. And I appreciate everybody that has taken the time to view today's video. If you get an opportunity, please go back and see my earlier ones. I think you will find them just as equally interesting. You know, I've done where I've done some monorail, traveled on the monorail through Disney, checked out some local Disney hotels. Titanic, if you're interested in the Titanic, I went to the Titanic Museum in Belfast, Northern Ireland a few years ago. That's kind of interesting. Technology wasn't what it was back then, but it's better than nothing. So again, this is the Florida Golden Girl saying thank you for watching and so long for now. Bye.